Hi guys, these are the directions for your Halloween spider graphs. The first slide when you log in is just going to be the directions and examples. These are some spiders from the students last year. And if your work is going to be on the second slide. The spider started for you. I have the head and the body, and you can kind of see these are the equations. If you click on it, you can hide and unhide, so you can kind of see how to do a circle equation. And then these two equations right here, let me see if I can get my little spotlight. These two equations right here are my leg. So if I click on this first one, you can kind of see how it's thicker. This equation was y equals 1/2 x plus 1. And I have this red line kind of lined up with it. You can see I have this little slider thing here that's lining up with this. So the slope was 1/2, which you can see is in the m here I have 0.5. And when this traced back, I could see my y-intercept was 1. So the b was 1, where I'm getting this 1/2 x plus 1. Now we don't see the full line. I don't see the full red line because I need it to be like a short little leg. So I've put in a domain restriction. And to figure out where to start my domain restriction, I clicked on this little dot here, and Desmos tells me that it's that 2.16 number. So I go over here, and actually this should be a greater than or equal sign. And then I wanted my leg to end at 4. So that was just a decision I made. I decided I wanted that little part of the leg to end at 4. Then I needed to figure out how to do my other leg, like the other part, because I wanted this leg to bend. And I just kind of envisioned, I'm like, okay, I want it to going this way, kind of at the same angle. So instead of a slope of positive 1/2, the slope is negative 1/2. And then I kind of traced back. I kind of did up 1 to the left 2, up 1 to the left 2, and saw that it was going to land at 5. And again, I have this little slider thing in here, so you can kind of play around with it to verify or to help you see that. And okay, I'm going to move this to negative 0.5. It's hard to get exactly there. And I can see, okay, yeah, that's exactly where I want it. But I don't want the whole red line. I wanted it to start at 4. So I have this equation in here. I have this y equals negative 1/2 plus 5, which is this line. But I wanted the line to start at 4. So I have this, should be less than or equal to. And then I wanted it to end at 6 because I kind of wanted it to be about the same length. So I ended it at the 6. Oops. And so that's my leg. Now your job is to add all 7 other legs. And you can design them however you want. I can go back to the previous screen. We can see some examples. Some people have them at different angles. I had other students that made them go up on the bottom. So you can decide how you want those other legs to look. You can add extra designs for extra credit. But let me walk you through coming up with the next leg. So I like symmetry. You don't have to make yours symmetrical, but making it symmetrical is actually easier because I have this kind of equation already. This was 1/2 x plus 1. And to do a matching one on the other side, I just need to take the slope and make it negative instead of positive. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm typing y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. And I can see, okay, yeah, that kind of lines up exactly how it matches here. And I don't, now it's a little confusing. I got to put my domain restriction, but I want it to start at -4 and then end at this negative 2.6. So I'm going to put a domain restriction in here. I'm going to put my brace, and I'm going to start it at -4. And then I want it to go up to, and again, what's annoying is the line disappears when you start putting this domain restriction in. So this guide can be really helpful to put this line in here. because then you can see, and I remember, okay, it was at negative, it's kind of mashed, this is going to be negative 2.6, or you can kind of make sure you note that number before you start typing it. Once you finish your domain restriction, your line will show up again, and I can make this black so I can match my other, so now I can see that black leg. Okay, then I want this one to match this side. So here, okay, I'm imagining it here. My slope is going to be positive. It's going to go up 1 to the right 2, and it's going to land at that 5. So it is exactly this equation, but I'm just making my slope positive instead of negative. So I'm going to have this y equals positive 1/2 x. And again, right, I'm envisioning that's going to cross at that 5. I'm going up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. I'm seeing it's going to land at that 5. And so I see this in there. Okay, that is how I want it. But I don't want it to be blue. I don't want it to be that long. I want it to start at 6, and I want it to end at 4. So I'm noting this before I type it in because it will disappear once I start typing. So as soon as I start typing this domain restriction, I'm starting it at -6, and I want it to go to, see, look, it's disappeared, but I remember I want it to go to -4. And once I put that -4 in, it shows up again, and I'll close my brace. I'm going to change this from blue and make it black. Oh, yay, this thing's in the way. Okay, now one thing you notice, this leg was thicker than this leg, and that's because in the settings here, if I long press, you can change the thickness, and I have this set to 5, and these new ones automatically goes 2.5. So if I change that to 5, then I can match the thickness, and you can make your legs as thick as you want. You can make them dotted if you want. And as you're trying to figure out where the next lines go, you guys can play with these sliders to see, okay, how does changing the B change the line? How does changing the slope do the lines? You can use these sliders to kind of help you figure out where your next leg is going to be. Okay.